When you did your first vlog, did you ever think it was embarrassing or hard or?
Completely. So if you actually look closely, you'll see loads of jump cuts from when I was like, or I'd be in the middle of talking, I just completely forget what I was going to say. And that still happens, but it's all just practice. And I'll say one of the best skills that you can have in 2024 is learning how to speak to camera. It's so important. If you have any business and you need to convey your message, you need to learn how to speak clearly to camera. Even, let's look at all the way up. Elon Musk, Apple, when they do those big presentations, they're all on YouTube. It's all about speaking to camera and showcasing your product. It's all about video nowadays. So learn how to speak to camera. But yeah, it's sometimes some people work better with a videographer when they have something to bounce off. It can be very difficult when you're on your own in an empty room, just holding up a camera. And it's kind of like doing stand-up on your own, and it can be difficult. And Vlogmas is also super hard. I find like this time of year, it's dark out, it's cold, not as easy to do it as in the summer. And then just go back on another point you made that, about that video. So, people like when things are, really good quality and well done, but people also like now and then to just like listen to someone have a chat and go out through their day and have something to watch while they're eating. And that's we often overthink and think our content has to be this magical, highly produced work of art. But nowadays, I think there's even more of a trend coming back to people just watching someone go throughout their day and getting some information as they go along. Especially if you're a successful person, you kind of want to see what they're really like. So it's an interesting one, and it's a new trend in YouTube that people are just, going back to vlogging.
I think Rokas, the producer here, because you've done a few podcasts, and he said you said something, you just said it again, but he said like you got to think of when you're doing a vlog or when you're talking to camera that you're having a meal with someone and they're spending intimate time with you or something like that.
One-on-one date.
Yeah. So imagine you're on a date when you're doing your vlog. I thought that was quite funny.
And it's true. When you're eating with someone, you're getting the good emotions from the food, and then you're watching them, and you build up that crazy community. And I'll tell you, if we did the event together in June. If you want to build that hardcore community of people that will buy your products, people that will show up to your events, people that will work with you, YouTube and long form content like podcasts is just the number one.
Yeah,
no one has ever came up to me and said, "Hey Rob, I love your ab selfies." Hella sus. But people are like, "Oh Rob, I sat down and watched the podcast you did with Luke for 2 hours." And they'll name certain points, and they'll be like, "This part really helped me. Oh, I really related to this." But if you're just posting like a picture on Instagram that may look good, what can you even say about that? What can you actually relate to there? So doing long form stuff like this is the way.
I think what I try and think of now, because I'm getting into creating content, I think this is going to be my 19th or you told me that if I do 20 podcasts, I'm in the top 10% of podcasters, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
I'm getting close. Getting close.
I think you passed me out. I'm on like 15 or 16 or something.
I've been bashing.
Yeah, you've been bashing, man. Yeah.
But I think for me, I'm trying to send them, because a lot of people have asked me, obviously coming from the UFC and coming from fighting and all this stuff that I've done, and I get this a lot from people that I know, which maybe I was going to ask you, recently I had a comment from someone that I know well, and he was like, "Bro, this is embarrassing," and he commented it on my thing. And I was like, it really blew my mind.
What?
Bro. And I was like, it's okay for people that I don't know and strangers, or they can say whatever they want about my content. I haven't got a problem. But for someone that I actually know to say that, I was a little bit offended. But I think, like, for me, the reason I'm making content now is obviously I want to become a presence online, all that sort of stuff. But I've looked at the YouTube space, and I just think that if you said it earlier, when you wrote your first ebook, you wanted to write an ebook for your 18-year-old self that the questions that you could answer and things that you could help. And I look out at the influencers out on YouTube and the people that are spreading messages, and I'm trying to speak to myself at 15 years old, and there's so many people out there that don't have fathers, or they do have fathers, but they're so stressed from working and all this sort of stuff because they've got to provide that they're not giving the information that people need. So, I mean, that's what inspires me to try and send a message and try and help people as much as I can. Yeah. What do you think for you in the fitness industry? How do you stay inspired to keep creating content and keep doing things?
So I always like to not not steal people's ideas, but look to others to get inspired from, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If someone put you in a room and with absolutely no material, nothing, and just a blank white room, and it's like, hey, think of ideas. It's very difficult. You have to go out into the world. You observe what other people are doing and say, how can I innovate on this? How can I put my own unique spin on this? And then ultimately, think when you started out, and you see, we've got experience, we've been doing this for many years. And so you go back in a time machine to when you first began and you just say, what would young Rob want to know? And so then you write out 50 things that young Rob would want to know. And so I'm actually on an interesting turning point in my career, I guess you could say. When I first started YouTube, all my audience, they wanted information on training and nutrition, and I've covered every single topic. Like, I've written physical books, ebooks, apps. I've done it all, okay? I've gotten thousands of people in shape for free and for paid clients as well. And so now my audience, I've given them so much information, I've equipped them with it. When I go to like an event or anything, or I meet someone in the gym, they're always a guy that's hella jacked. Like, they're fucking like advanced trainees. Like, they're like bigger than me. And they're always like, oh, Rob, I've been following your content for years. I'm actually a trainer now. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to develop a course and kind of some information that will take you from, I'm going to call it from the gym floor to the top floor, something like that. And we'll show you how to make money in the fitness industry, make a good living from the fitness industry. So that's the stage of evolution that my audience is at, that now they're like professional trainers and everything, and now they want to go into the fitness industry. So always just make content for what stage you are at.
Because I think something I told recently, which I thought was super profound, is anything that you've done well in life, you turn into information for others, and anything you've done badly in life, do something else. So if you make a mistake and you mess up, okay, you need to find a new approach, and that's life. But if you've done now in 2024, like you said, I mean, technically it's 2023 right now. We're going to be in 2024 very quickly.
Yeah, very soon.
Very soon. Like, content is king now. Everyone creating content. There's so much content out there.
Sometimes I hate saying that, but it's so true. It's just true. Like, nowadays, people are like, "Oh, it's not all about social media." Yeah, how else are you going to grow your business? Like, tell me, like, what other ways are you going to put an ad in the newspaper?
I think people underestimate you call it like a bell curve of where we are with social media. I think it's still only the beginning.
Me too.
We again, Marbella crew, know all the guys in Marbella, whatever. There's only a couple of us that make content. And when you look at the amount of people that there are in Marbella that are doing well as well, it's like content is only just beginning. It's only, for me, it's like right at the start of that's again why I'm getting involved in the industry, because I see it as the future, and it's only going to get more and more and more.